UHF from 1989 was also known as the Vidiot from UHF right here in Australia. So this one was a real treat for those of us used to only seeing Weird Al Yankovic in 3-minute musical parody doses every other year. And the premise of the Vidiot from UHF, aka UHF, is essentially an excuse to tie together an otherwise unrelated bunch of comedy sketches and musical parodies. For what it's worth, the plot is as follows. So Weird Al stars as George Newman, a shiftless dreamer who's just been handed a UHF public access station by his uncle, who won it on a hand of cards. So naturally our hero George turns it all around and he starts competing with real TV stations for ratings, and one of them will stop at nothing to drive George, his uncle, and their motley crew of television personalities out of business. So this movie has so many great moments, so many great parodies, so many great skits. There's Wheel of Fish, there's Conan the Librarian, there's Raoul's Wild Kingdom, or Raoul's Animal Kingdom, I can't remember what it's called. There's Spatula City, and there's Gandhi 2, of course. So this one has quite a cast of characters, many of whom you'll recognise. There's Fran Drescher, there's Michael Richards in a very early role. I'm pretty confident this one helped him get the role of Kramer in Seinfeld. Then there's Kevin McCarthy from Invasion of the Body Snatchers as the rival media mogul R.J. Fletcher. Then we have little person Billy Barty, and we also have Trinidad Silva as Raul Hernandez, the animal guy. And we also have the great Emo Phillips in a really memorable scene. So this is one very cool movie. It'd make a great double bill with Wayne's World, of course. And it'd be best enjoyed with a greasy burger, a side of onion rings, and a root beer float in one of those really nice, tall, frosty glasses. What else can I say about Weird Al Yankovic's The Vidiot from UHF, also known as UHF? Well, as I said, this was quite a revelation to those of us in the late 1980s, because we were only used to seeing Weird Al every few years or so, or that's what it seemed like with his parodies, songs like Fat and Eat It, and stuff like that. So many great parody songs from Weird Al, and this movie celebrates that. There's also a bunch of cool unrelated sketches. One of my favourites is Raoul's Wild Kingdom, which is basically a parody of all those animal type shows, vet shows, animal rescue shows, and that sort of thing. Pretty cool stuff. Then there's the fake movie trailers, of course. There's Raiders of the Lost Ark. There's Conan the Librarian. And there's Gandhi 2, because he's a one-man wrecking crew. So all kinds of great highlights in this one. The Spatula City commercial is awesome. Some of you might remember that one. There's Wheel of Fish, of course, with the local kung fu or karate school teacher hosting. So basically contestants play to win fish. And Michael Richards, a.k.a. Kramer, steals the show with Stanley Spadowski's Clubhouse. And basically it's a cool little love letter to public access television, those old UHF stations, which some of us saw. We had them here in Australia with shows like In Wollongong Tonight, for example. And all kinds of mixed results, and there were some crazy ones in the States as well. Basically anyone with these public access stations were the original YouTube, basically. So anyone that wanted to broadcast themselves back in the day had to put together a program with sticky tape and safety pins and all the rest of it, and go and see one of these public access stations. So a lot of these cool little shows from back in the day, and this movie is really a love letter to all of that, the world before YouTube, and this little world of public access that really kind of lived in the ether between cable television in the States and commercial television. So if you haven't seen Weird Al's Vidiot from UHF, highly recommended. And this one will make a great double bill with Wayne's World, of course. Both similar sort of vibes, being the whole public access sort of thing. And both really cool little time capsules. And both around the same time. Wayne's World was in the early 90s, but both of those would make a good little double bill, as I said, with a greasy burger, a side of onion rings, and a root beer float. And If you have seen UHF or the Vidiot from UHF, I'd more than welcome your thoughts in the comments below. What were your favourite scenes? Who were your favourite actors? What are your favourite Weird Al musical parody numbers? If you have any thoughts on those, by all means, let us know in the comments. Really hope you're enjoying this content here at Fulci Metal Jacket. So if you would like to check out more of it, by all means, please like, subscribe and share and all that jazz. And I hope to see you next time.